Will stay low for the next couple of days into Saturday, and it is going to be warm for the weekend with temperatures back into the 80s. Could see some spots hitting 90 degrees by Sunday, but beautiful weather for CCMF, and that's where we find meteorologist Hannah Ronner with more on the weather down at CCMF.
Thanks, Frank. I'm also live in downtown Myrtle Beach at the Carolina Country Music Fest. Luckily, we do have a breeze. We know these temperatures are cooler than this time yesterday, but still, with the sun kind of blaring down on you, it can feel a little hot, so that sea breeze is definitely going to be very refreshing as we head into the evening time. A look at your current temperatures, as you had already said, cooler than this time yesterday, but I also did add the heat index on this graphic. That's going to be your numbers that are in purple. The good news is they are matching up with those temperatures, which means the relative humidity is just not going to be high enough to impact the temperatures. When the heat index is matching those temperatures, that's when it's going to feel absolutely amazing outside. Those current wind speeds below 10 miles per hour, we're going to have a gust of 15 miles an hour or so every now and then, but it still is just going to feel very refreshing outside. The UV index, very high for today. It is going to be an 8. That means your burn time is going to be about 15 minutes or so. So that means you need to have sunscreen already on if you're already here at the Carolina Country Music Fest, and you're definitely going to need it for the entirety of the weekend as it's going to be mostly sunny. Also, temperatures were cooler for today, but they're rebounding for tomorrow, which means you also are going to need to have plenty of water to stay hydrated, and also make sure you have all the festivities with your cowboy hats and cowboy boots on. An outlook for the rest of the night tonight, you'll notice those rain chances are virtually non-existent, not really popping up, as temperatures will be staying in the mid-70s, eventually falling into the lower 70s. We're going to maintain a southwest wind about 5 to 7 miles per hour under partly cloudy conditions. And then looking ahead for tomorrow, things kicking off around noon. Winds will be a little bit shifty every now and then, but just know it's going to be warmer, but it's also going to be more sunny. So just make sure you're well prepared with all that water and all that sunscreen. With a look at more on those details for tomorrow and how your weekend is shaping up, I'll toss it back to Frank in the studio.
All right. Playing here at CCMF tomorrow night. Patsy, back to you.
Oh, thanks so much, Manny. I always love all of the stories that you hear coming out of the Carolina Country Music Fest. These fans get so crazy. Hannah, we could not have asked for better weather on opening night. Yes, it's warm out here, but every time the sun goes behind that cloud, you can feel that nice sea breeze, and I'm really loving it.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be my favorite part, is when we get that sun blocked. I know, Frank, you already showed the current temperatures, but I decided to add in the heat index, because usually that's the most dreaded graphic during the summertime, but actually your heat index value is the same as your temperature, which just means your relative humidity is going to be so low that it's not even noticeable. So that's always great when your temperature and your heat index are matching. In terms of the winds, we are feeling the sea breeze, but it's really not too gusty. Sustained winds around 10 miles per hour, a gust of 15 is definitely going to be possible as we go throughout this evening. But just know, plenty of sunshine means your UV index, that is going to be very high. It's an 8 for today. It's going to be a 9 for tomorrow, which means your burn time is going to be about 15 minutes. So make sure you have your sunscreen and your sunglasses, and hydration is going to be key as we go throughout the weekend. Take shade when you need to. You don't have to be in the sun for the entire festival, and just know that that's going to be the most important thing. Of course, you want to have a good time, but you need to practice safe heat safety. We know that it's not too bad today. It's cooler than it was yesterday, but temperatures are just going to keep warming up as we go throughout the next several days and into the weekend. The low temperatures, and as we head into tonight, expect partly cloudy conditions and pretty light winds. We're going to be sustained about 5 to 7 miles per hour. We're going to be in the mid-70s from 6 all the way until about 8 o'clock or so. Then temperatures will be dipping down into the lower 70s. And then CCMF, of course, is going to be kicking off in the afternoon tomorrow. Remember, it's going to be even hotter, and it's going to be even more sunny. We're not going to have as many breaks in the shade as we are currently this evening. And temperature-wise, even warmer. We're going to be at 76 at noon, 77 at 3 p.m. And then plenty of sunshine with a nice southerly wind. And still, winds are not going to be really much of a concern for tomorrow, about 3 to 7 miles per hour. So really, this is going to be great weather just for a festival. You know, it's not brutally hot, and there's no rain in the forecast, so it's looking good.
All right. You know what's funny? This relates to weather. My iPad just overheated, and a lot of my paper scripts just flew off the roof. So it kind of gives you an idea. It's hot and windy.
But you know, it's still great festival weather. Hope everybody has a great time out there tonight.
All right, thank you so much, Hannah. I think we're moving on to the clear bag policy right now. Remember, there is a clear bag policy. They can't be any bigger,